So if anyone that's watching right now has played a COD game, you understand what a gunsmith is. Now, what the gunsmith does, what y'all see is like the ammunition, the lasers, the optics. What I want to talk about this video is the conversion kits, which changes your gun in a drastic way, or changes it to a different gun completely. And a good example of this, a very small one but big one, is the Renetti pistol. It has two of them. This is the base Renetti. It's a burst fire weapon that shoots in bursts of 3, and that's mainly what the pistol does. And for the next one, it turns it into a full auto pocket pistol. Very, very odd, very interesting for this gun. And then the last one's a very simple one. It just turns it into a single fire besides the burst fire. Like, stuff like this is what makes the aftermarket parts so special and weird. Is it can be from really big and Jurassic, like the SMG pocket pistol thing I showed you, or very small, like the single fire. Now in this video, I'm going to basically review every single aftermarket part that's in MW3. Not like ranking them from like best to worst, more like I'm going to go through assault rifles all the way down to the launchers and just say how I feel about them. Are they like useless? Are they actually useful for the gun? And I will mention the new ones that came out recently. As of making this, only the new Cat AMR sniper rifle aftermarket part's been released. So the other ones are probably at the end of the video, like the MX Guardian one, and I think the other one is the Stormender. But yeah, let's get started and I'll review every single aftermarket part that's been added to this game. Now, how I'm going to rate the aftermarket parts is I will play a game with the main gun, and then after the next game, it'll be the aftermarket part, and I'll compare the two. Is this one better, or is this one better? Does it actually help the weapon? Does it not help the weapon, or is it just useless and you shouldn't use it at all? Now, for the first weapon, it's the BAL AR. Now, it feels like an SMG. This AR is just an SMG, I feel like. It is very good at close range. It can sometimes outgun most weapons, but right now, the static HV is the meta right now, and I don't think you can outgun people that easily with the BAL. But in general, the BAL is pretty good. It's a pretty good weapon. I'd recommend using it. It's a very fun weapon. Now, the aftermarket part, on the other hand, I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, it's a laser rifle, it's a 5-burst. The first 2 shots should insta-kill, no matter what. But, like, the charge up it takes to actually shoot the lasers are very, very odd. There'll be times where, like, you'll get in a close encounter, the guy jumps at you, and you just can't shoot. It takes you, like, a second, but you're already dead. And it looks like on their screen you just did nothing but stare at them into their soul. It is a gimmicky type aftermarket part. I wouldn't recommend using it unless like you want some fun. If you want to have some fun, I'd recommend using the aftermarket part. It is a very unique one at that. Now the BP-50 assault rifle is a very unique one. Like in original COD, it was bad. The F2000 was not that great. In this game, it feels balanced. It actually feels like a good AR to use. You can actually use it in any fight. It feels like medium, close, sometimes long range. It's good. I like it. It's a consistent weapon. It doesn't feel horrible. And the aftermarket part is ridiculous. Like, this aftermarket part just shreds people at times. It even has some of the long range. It's good. It is a good one. It adds a 60-round drum. It makes it into an SMG, an actual SMG. Already, the gun felt like an SMG. Now it's an SMG. It's an actual SMG now, dude. This aftermarket part is pretty ridiculous. I remember at a time at Warzone, it broke. It shredded everything, dude. Until they nerfed it. But yeah, dude, this SMG is good. It actually feels really nice. I recommend using it over the normal one, mainly because it's just an SMG, dude. I recommend using it, man. Now, the Holger 5.56 has 2 aftermarket parts, and the gun by itself is already really good. Like, I don't think you need an aftermarket part for this weapon. It feels already pretty nice. Like, I'll show what I mean. So, like, the AR itself, it's good long range, good medium range, and pretty good close range. Now, the aftermarket parts, they're pretty useless. Like, the first one is a burst weapon. It doesn't feel impossible to get a kill with. It's just, that's all it is. It's just a burst version of the Holger. And then the next aftermarket part, it's a 100-round drum that shoots 2 bullets per shot. So every bullet is just 2 shots, like double tap from zombies. That one doesn't feel impossible to get kills with. It's just, why use the 2 whenever the Holger is just already good? I would recommend using these unless, like the BAL aftermarket part, if you want fun. It's just a fun little 2 aftermarket parts you can use in the game. Not really something I'd necessarily call meta by any means. But yeah, just 2 fun aftermarket parts you can use. So the MCW, if you're familiar with MW3, is a very very highly used assault rifle, mainly due to the fact that it's a ranked play weapon and people will use it mainly solely because of it. And yeah, it's a very good assault rifle by itself, and the aftermarket part helps it a little bit. It's just they feel similar. They feel very similar. Not to the point where the aftermarket part feels mid. It's just you can use both of them and it wouldn't matter. Like they are both very good. And I've not much to say about the aftermarket part. More like it's the same. It feels like the same to the normal MCW. So for our first MW2 weapon, the M4 assault rifle feels pretty I wouldn't say mid, more of like it does feel inconsistent, but it can feel good. It's just since an MW2 weapon, it was never updated, it feels like, and it just feels alright. It's just sometimes you'd have to like make sure you always have cover because you will need to reload, you will need to make sure that you kill someone because you feel like right as soon as you shoot someone afterwards, you think they're dead, but in reality they're not dead. You just need to kill them again. But the aftermarket part, it's very interesting. It turns into a 50 cal 15 round assault rifle. It is unique. It does two-shot. It is a pretty good aftermarket part. I don't see very many people using it, mainly because there's another aftermarket part on this video that's better than it, and it is an MW2 weapon that's similar. But yeah, the M4 aftermarket part does feel very good, and it does improve the M4 quite a bit in terms of like making it a semi-auto 50 cal. So the Kastov 762 has the aftermarket part that's also on another weapon, which is the Kastov 556. I'll mention both weapons separately with their aftermarket part. So like if I mention the Kastov 545, I'll barely mention the aftermarket part. So for the Kastov 762, it's very alright. It's not like the best weapon. It's alright weapon that's not horrible. You have to hit your shots and then you're good. If you miss a shot though, you'd probably die. But alright weapon. Now this aftermarket part helps it a lot. It gets rid of no recoil. There's none. The recoil is just gone. It is not even existent. Very broken in terms of an aftermarket part. But it's for an NW2 weapon that has like little to no damage, so it makes sense. But yeah, very unique aftermarket part. And I should say it gets all recoil. I'd use it on it. It gets rid of all recoil, man. Very good. So the M16 assault rifle from MW2, it is very... it gets bad. I don't want to like sugarcoat it. It's pretty bad. It's a burst weapon from MW2. It does require 2 shots. It's not great long range. Not great that well medium range. And a little bit good close range. You're better off using it in hardcore if you want to like actually level it up in MW3. But the aftermarket part changes it so differently. Like, it changes it heavily. It turns it into a full auto. That's all it does, but it makes it better. Like, it is my favorite aftermarket part in the game. It turns the M16 into an actual M16 from Vietnam. It is very good. I like this aftermarket part. It turns this very bad MW2 weapon into a very good assault rifle. Very nice. I like it. Now, the aftermarket part for the Kastov 545 is the same exact one as the 762. Now, the Kastov 545 by itself doesn't have that bad of recoil. I feel like it's pretty good for an MW2 assault rifle. It does have some recoil, so putting it on does give you some benefit of using it. I really don't know what to say for this one. It's more like you can put on if you want to. It does give you 0 recoil. Definitely in Warzone, though. I feel like in Warzone, if you wanted to, you can definitely use it to get no recoil and shoot out of the air in Warzone. I have seen people use it in the Purgatory game mode. But yeah, the aftermarket part for the Kastov 545 and the 762 is pretty good. Definitely on the 762. Not all that much in the 545. It's more of a tiny added bonus, in my opinion. Now, on to the battle rifles now. The first battle rifle that has an aftermarket part is the Bass B. Now, the Bass B by itself is a really good battle rifle. It's my favorite battle rifle out of all of them. It's very, very fun. It feels more of an AR, it feels like, but it's cool. I like it. It's a very nice weapon. And the aftermarket part completely changes the weapon into a marksman weapon of some sorts. It's very cool. The marksman rifle is pretty good and isn't horrible at all like I thought it would be when I tried it out again. Definitely has its uses. The hip fire for the battle rifle too is like a full auto spraying or whatever. So you get a hip fire build going with that thing. It can do pretty good. It's like a 2-shot, I'm pretty sure, and a 1-shot to the head. So Yeah, pretty good aftermarket part. I recommend using it. So the next battle rifle is the Sidewinder. It's a counterpart to the MCW, and it's a very unique weapon. It's not a weapon you'd use. It's more of a weapon that I have to use to get camos. It's not really a weapon anyone's going to be using anytime in terms of like meta, but the aftermarket part is very gimmicky. It's like, let me explain. So you shoot it first, and it goes to a slow and then a very, very fast bullet fire. Now I try making a good zero recoil build with it. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend using it. You run out of ammo too fast, and whenever you get caught slipping trying to reload, especially on small maps, it's not great. Not really something I'd be worth using. More of like a gimmick type thing where it's used for fun. More of a fun type aftermarket part. So the MPC-762 is a battle rifle that shoots a little bit slow but a little bit fast like every other battle rifle. It's just, I see a lot of people using it. It's pretty good. It's just, there's other guns that are better like the STG, the Static, and the Super 46. You wouldn't see anyone using it. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is it's not going to outgun those meta weapons anytime soon. And the aftermarket part is kind of the same with it. It's like it turns it into like an SMG AR hybrid thing where it gives you more fire rate and a bigger magazine automatically. I don't know, it's like you can either have a faster SMG hybrid thing or just the normal battle rifle, and I think the battle rifle itself is pretty alright. So I don't know, it's more if you want to put that one or that one on. It's kind of the same in my opinion. So now in the SMG category, and the first SMG I'm going to talk about is the FGX Forest. Now, it's a pretty good SMG. It shoots pretty damn fast. It's just that it had its prime, but now it's not as good as the Static or the Supri. It is still a top 3 weapon in my opinion. Now, in terms of the aftermarket part, I'm going to say this right now. I don't know what Sledgehammer was like thinking or what they were smoking in the boardroom, but they manually made this thing have like an assault rifle aftermarket part. It's a fast firing, long barrel assault rifle. This aftermarket part, it is really good. It outguns Static HV kids, freaking Supri kids, hell, even STG kids, dude. It is ridiculous. I recommend using the aftermarket part. It is very fun. Now, the AMR9 has 2 aftermarket parts, and I'm just going to say this right now. They're both gimmicky. I'll get into that in a second. Now, the base AMR9 itself is pretty good and alright. I don't think it needs an aftermarket part. It competes a little bit with the Striker, but not with the 2 meta weapons right now, the Static or the Supri. It's very good. It's pretty alright. Not really something I'd use because I'd have to use the Static in order to kill people. But overall, pretty good SMG. Now, the 2 aftermarket parts are both burst weapons, but the first aftermarket part burst is a 2 burst that shoots pretty fast. It's alright in terms of like its burst capabilities, but I wouldn't recommend using it. It's more of a fun type weapon. And then the other one is a 5 burst SMG that shoots pretty fast. It's alright. It's pretty good actually. It's just you can get outgunned and you have to reload every time you shoot, it feels like, because the first 5 you won't kill them instantly, but the second one you'll definitely kill them. It's just not something I'd use. Not the 2 I'd use very often. These 2 aftermarket parts are very mid, in my opinion. Now the next SMG is the Rival 9. Now the Rival 9 is like the MCW, a ranked play weapon. It's a base gun that was added in the game, and they made it a ranked play weapon because of how balanced it feels. Now, it has good range. It has pretty good range for an SMG, and I was very surprised at how good it was. I now understand why it's a rank play weapon. Holy crap, it's really good. But yeah, pretty good SMG. That it does kind of get outgunned by other SMGs in its category. But the aftermarket part is cool, and I would use it. It's just this gun already has a lot of range, and the aftermarket part kind of ruins it. You get a lot of hit markers, it feels like, when you try to get this thing at range, because it's a 2 burst type aftermarket part. Yeah, not really something I'd use that often, or at all in general, but pretty alright, not really horrible at all. The next SMG is the WSP-9. Now, it is just the MP7. It does remind me a lot from the MW 2019 and those mid-range fights. It does really good damage. And yeah, not really much to say about it. It's more of just a unique type weapon. It reminds me of the MP7 heavily a lot. And the aftermarket part, it turns into like this, a little bit of a kind of a slow fire rate, pretty good range SMG battle rifle hybrid. It's alright. I don't know what they were going for with the aftermarket part, but it's pretty alright. Like I said a million times, it's just, I don't know, it's like very kind of mid. Not really mid, I'd say, but like more of in between mid and good. It's not really something that's good, and it's not mid. In between that criteria of range is what I feel like this aftermarket part is. Now the WSP Swarm is a very weird weapon. Now I feel like it's inconsistent. Like whenever you try to shoot people, it feels like from that, like depending on ranges. Like up close, yeah, you're definitely gonna kill someone, but like up those ranges with the WSP Swarm, it feels weird. Like when you try to shoot from a far range, it's like it's a maybe if you get the kill or not with the amount of shots you think you'll kill them by. Like you'll start shooting and you'll stop because you think you got the kill, but then they're not actually dead, type of situation. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's a pretty good SMG, but the aftermarket part completely demolishes it. It's a dual-wield SMG. There's dual-wield SMGs in this game, and it's through this full auto SMG that feels very fast. Now, it is really good in Warzone and is really pretty good in multiplayer. It's just you need the actual close range encounters. Like you're not just gonna whip this out like a pistol and then hopefully get the kills. Like you're gonna have to play like small mosh pit if you want like good high kill games or whatever, and if you don't want to die a lot. But yeah, overall, this aftermarket part's really good. I really love it a lot, and it did come with a Mastercraft I bought a while ago. So yeah, I like this aftermarket part. It's pretty fun. Now for the last SMG we're going to talk about is the Lockman Shroud. Now it is a burst version of the MP5 from MW2, and it's horrible. Don't use it. Do not use the base version of this gun. It is the most worst SMG variant I have seen in this game. It sucks. Like I tried getting kills with this thing. This game I got into, I went like 15 and 30 or something like that. I don't remember. It's very garbage. Don't even use it. Not worth your time. But the aftermarket part, on the other hand, it just turns into an MP5. And I think it's slightly better than the MP5. I wouldn't correct me on that. I'd recommend watching like a video to see if it's the same. But yeah, it feels kind of the same as the MP5 SMG because it's just a full auto variant of the Lockman Shroud. But yeah, not much to say about it. More of just like as a copy and paste of the MP5 SMG. That's really all I got to say about it. Now we're on to the shotgun category, and the first shotgun's the KVD Broadside from Modern Warfare 2. It's an alright shotgun. It's just, you have to get close. You have to get close in order to get kills with it. Besides that, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good shotgun. Disclaimer, do not put Dragon Ghost rounds on it. It is pretty bad with it. Now, the aftermarket part, on the other hand, when putting it on the KVD Broadside, it turns it around. It is now a battle rifle that 3 to 2 shots. It is very, very good. I'd recommend using it and giving it a try. It feels very, very nice to use. It has like barely any recoil if you give it the good class. But that's all I have to say about it. It's really good. Just give it a try, dude. It is amazing. Now, for the Reclaimer 18, there's not much to say about it. It is the Spaz 12 from old COD games. And it's broken. It and the aftermarket part. If you give this thing a good build and tac stance it, it is cookie clicker simulator. You just aim, click, that's it. I don't know what's going on with it, man. It's just they decided to make the Spaz 12 the most broken thing ever. I'm not really complaining right now, though. It's more of a fun thing, because I'd rather have it be really good, besides it being the Gallo from Cold War, where it's just not really that great. And the aftermarket parts are dual wield. They're akimbo. It's akimbo shotguns. I don't know what they were thinking, or what they were like on when making these, but whatever, man. Very fun. They're probably going to get nerfed by the time I'm done with this video, but if it hasn't yet, use it before it gets nerfed. It will get nerfed most likely because they just buffed it this update to give it better fire rate. So, yeah, use it while you can. Now, for the last shotgun we'll be talking about is the Haymaker. Now, the Haymaker shotgun is alright. You gotta get close up to a little bit medium range with it to get kills, but besides that, it is really good. Really, really good. I recommend using it in terms of shotguns in this game. Any shotgun in this game is good besides some MW2 ones, but yeah, it's just this one is just semi-auto, and the aftermarket part completely like knocks it out of the park. And the aftermarket part is, how do I explain this? So whenever you shoot it, like when you press down on the shoot button, it shoots one, and when you let go of the shoot button, it shoots another. So if you just keep spamming your shoot button, it shoots a rapid-fire, very fast shotgun that has a 60-round drum. The most ridiculous shotgun aftermarket part besides the Akimbos I've seen. At the time, it was very broken until they nerfed it a lot, but it's still pretty good, and people still use it. I don't know, man. They make some weird aftermarket parts that are broken. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I'd use it, man. It is really nice. So I forgot a shotgun to mention because as of 2 days of me talking right now, they added a aftermarket part to it, and the shotgun by itself, the MX Guardian, is pretty bad. It's like you can turn it into a full auto, a semi-auto. Although it's not that great, it's pretty good. It's not that great though. I recommend using something else like their reclaimers, but this aftermarket part makes it weird. It's a 3-round shotgun now, but now it's like a sniper that shoots pellets that are air pressured and insta-kill anybody from any range. You rarely ever get a hit marker. It is a very ridiculous aftermarket part. Like, they have to be smoking something when they're in the boardroom, dude. I swear. It's like they go, you know what? I had a good idea. Let's add like a 3-pellet aftermarket part for the MX Guardian shotgun. Is that a good idea, Phil? That's a good idea. Like, bro, I don't even know what they're on, bro. This one's weird. It's very weird one, man. Use it. It's very fun. It does one shot, like I just said. Like, use it, man. Alright, now that we're done with the shotgun category, we can go into the LMG category. And the first one is the Bruin 9K. Now, the Bruin 9K is a alright LMG. It's not like the best considering the option right now with the new LMG, but it's ridiculous in terms of sneaking up on people and like absolutely making them crap their pants, dude. It is really fun. And the aftermarket part, what it's supposed to achieve with it is like movement speed and lose bullet velocity or whatever, but I don't really notice a difference. Like, you can just put on like the 60-round mag and the LMG feels already nice. I probably could be wrong. It's been a while since I actually used the aftermarket part not too long ago, so you could correct me on that. But yeah, not much to say about the two. It's more of the aftermarket part gives you movement, not necessarily damage or turn a different gun. It just gives you better movement with the Bruin. Now the next weapon I'm going to talk about is the RPK. Now the RPK LMG is unique. It's like your other MW2 weapon. It's like you can get kills with it, but it's not that great. RPK though can give you some good value with some clean good kills, but besides that, it's just a normal Modern Warfare 2 weapon that can almost not kill sometimes. But the aftermarket part, like the M4 50 cal aftermarket part, this one turns into basically a sniper rifle. It's just a sniper rifle that has 15 rounds. It can sometimes guarantee a one-shot kill, sometimes not on the body, but then besides that, it's good. It's very nice. In Warzone, I think it's a 3 to 4 shot too, so it's pretty nice in Warzone. But yeah, not much to say about it. More of it's a 50 cal sniper rifle, and I'd give it a try. It's really fun. Now for the next weapon, we have the RAL LMG. Now this gun overall is pretty slow. Like, I even put the 50-round mag on it to make it more faster and less time to reload, but it still takes a while to reload and it's pretty slow. It can kill. It's not impossible to get kills with it. It's just you might want to get the first shot off considering it's an MW2 weapon. Yeah, overall, not really the go-to LMG to use, but the aftermarket part, on the other hand, it's pretty good. It changes like the whole damage around the gun. It doesn't really give it movement, but it does change like a lot of the damage. It doesn't really shine with the full auto. With the semi-auto, it 2 to 3 taps. It's very, very good. It was really broken in Warzone too. And I don't know how to feel about it. It's more of the single fire is more of a gimmicky type thing. And if I were to review this aftermarket part, it would just be a really fun one to use if you want the single fire capabilities of the LMG. For the next LMG we're talking about is the Pylov. Now this LMG by itself is pretty decent and fairly good. It's just that there is a better pick right now in terms of the new LMG, but it is still pretty solid and decent. The damage is pretty good, the movement's alright. So yeah, not really much to talk about this LMG, more of it's pretty good and solid. But the aftermarket part, it gives you a high damage, high fire rate. It is very surprisingly decent. I don't know what they were thinking when making it, just like the other aftermarket parts on this video, but it's crazy what to think about it. Like, I don't even know how they were even thinking about this in the first place. Has pretty good movement, and the fire rate is ridiculous. I thought the Pylov itself was already had a good fire rate, but nah, this devastates it, dude. It is wild. Now on the marksman rifles, and the first one is the KVD Enforcer. Now, this gun by itself is like a 2 to 3 tap. Not really something you'd use. It's more of like it's just there for the camo grind. It feels like no one I know uses this weapon at all. And in general, like, who would use the marksman category unless it's like the Kar 98K or something like that? Yeah, not really something that useful. Now the aftermarket part, it tries to give it like this good feeling of it being good in core, but at that point you should just go to hardcore. It's like a two burst. Like if both connect, you will get an insta kill. It's just you just take it to hardcore at that point, man. It's not really that decent. Like if you have like more than two people, it's you have like a delay when shooting the next two bursts. It's gonna get you killed. Good aftermarket part in terms of like killing people. Not really good in terms of like the situations you might get into where it's more than one person. Not really that great. More of a gimmick type aftermarket part. Now the next marksman rifle is the MCW 6.8. It is a semi-auto that shoots a little bit like an AR battle rifle, but it's still on par with them. It's a fast semi-auto, like a 4 to 5 shot. I think a 2 shot if it's a headshot. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. I recommend using it. It's not the worst marksman rifle by far. It's actually pretty decent. It goes well with its normal MCW counterpart. Now for the aftermarket part, it's full auto. It's not with SMGs necessarily. It is go, like I said before, like on par with the ARs or battle rifles. It's very nice. You don't have to go to hardcore. You can either use the base version or the aftermarket part. They're both pretty decent. I'd recommend using either. It's very, very nice. It's not useless aftermarket part. It actually belongs in here. It's nice. So the next marksman rifle is the DM56. Now its base form, it's pretty mid. Like there's some inconsistent shots I feel like with this weapon. Not like the spaz at launch, but like it's sometimes you'll get like a 5 shot or sometimes a 4 shot. You never know which one. Sometimes you'll shoot 4 shots and then you just think you killed them but you didn't. Yeah, not very great, but headshots are nice. I'd say it's just not really convenient. The aftermarket part, it's very good. It gives you a 4 burst that's very rapid. There's no like spacing in between the bursts. It's constant. You just 4 burst, 4 burst. Very good. It does guarantee you that insta kill you want. Yeah, I recommend using it over the normal DM56. Not really a good marksman rifle, but the aftermarket part is very nice. I like it a lot. Now, huge disclaimer when I need the snipers is I'm not good with sniper rifles whatsoever. It's not my go-to weapon I use. I never really got the chance to get good with them, mainly because I use, well, pistols. But yeah, just huge disclaimer, just letting you know. Now, the first sniper is the Morse. Now, the Morse does have kind of 2 aftermarket parts. It's just, I'm not going to be including any attachment aftermarket parts. So, like, the Morse, for example, it has a charge-up barrel. I'm not going to include it, though, mainly because it's not in that one category of it changes the weapon entirely or adds something new to it in that category. So, for this aftermarket part, for the Morse, it turns into a blunderbuss. It's nice. I don't know what was happening in the office, but they get cooked good with this one. It's very fun to use. It turns into like this shotgun that's pretty powerful when I was using it. I can't imagine what it's like in hardcore. It'd be very ridiculous if it was in hardcore. Now for this aftermarket part, it's a new one that came out this season. It is the Cat AMR. Now the Cat AMR by itself is decent. It shoots nice, but there is sometimes where you will get a hit marker, I'd say, but not really too bad. It's more of a basic sniper rifle that's a 50 cal. Now the aftermarket part changed it into a projectile rocket launcher sniper. It's interesting. It's not really great. If someone has like bomb squad perk, you're done. You're not getting a kill with this thing unless you direct impact them. But yet again, the velocity and the projectile speed is not that great with the aftermarket part. Very gimmicky aftermarket part. Not saying it's horrible, it's just if someone has that perk, it's kind of useless, it feels like. Now the next sniper rifle is the Longbow. The Longbow is a pretty crutch sniper rifle in my opinion. It's just, it shoots fast, it can get you a really good one shot, and you can just rapidly shoot it like it's a semi-auto sniper rifle. Very crutch-like weapon, in my opinion. I'd be surprised if you can't use it, but the aftermarket part, it does, I think, decrease the fire rate a little bit, if I'm correct. I have to go back and check. It makes sure the damage is a one-shot. It makes sure it is, in fact, a one-shot kill no matter what. Very ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. Like the rest of the aftermarket parts I've said a million times. But yeah, it's really all this aftermarket part does is give it that one-shot capability. So if you just want a one-shot no matter what, and you don't care about precision, just go for this aftermarket part, dude. It's very ridiculous. So for the next sniper rifle is the KVD Inhibitor. Now, we don't usually get semi-auto sniper rifles in a Call of Duty, usually, but for this one, it's a solely semi-auto. It's like 10 round, shoots pretty fast and rapid. It's not really a one-shot kill, unless it's a headshot. But yeah, pretty nice and decent. Now, the aftermarket part turns it into a 2-burst that has a delay, and then you shoot 2-burst again. Very annoying. I don't really like it at all. Doesn't really improve the sniper rifle at all. You better off just using the base one at that. Kind of a useless aftermarket part, which kind of sucks for this weapon. Now, we're on the pistols now, and the Cord 45 are pretty solid. I recommend using a Akimbo mainly, like most pistols I'm going to be talking about. It's very nice. It's very solid. It doesn't feel horrible at times, especially if you have the paired Akimbo setting, so it shoots both of them at the same time, no matter what you press. It's pretty nice. I actually like it a lot. I got this gun Ultra Mastery Season 1 of it launching. Very nice. I actually like this pistol. Now the aftermarket part turns it into a... If you remember the Haymaker, how if you press down on the shoot button it shoots one, and then you let go it shoots another. That's how this one is. It's a pretty fast fire rate pistol. Reminds me of the Rendy aftermarket part we'll be talking about later, but very cool. I like it. It's very unique to the aftermarket part category. Now we're on to the Renetti pistols. They have 2 aftermarket parts, but we're going to talk about the base real quick. So the base, by itself, with only one pistol, it's alright. It's more of a rank play type thing. Now, if you don't see a YY Demon with like 2 SMGs with overkill, you'll most likely see him with Akimbo Renettis. Like, these things kill really fucking fast. I don't know what's happening with this weapon. They tried tuning it too. It's still pretty broken in my opinion. It's very nice. Very happy for the Renettis, and they're not bad burst pistol. Now, for the first aftermarket part is the single fire. Now, the single fire is alright. I'd say it's more of like if you need long shots for pistols. I don't think this pistol has long shots, if I remember it correctly. It might. You can correct me on that. But yeah, it's more of a... If you want to have a single fire besides a burst fire, you can. But the burst is already good. You shouldn't really have to use the single fire in the first place. The next one is the full auto that turns into an SMG like I showed in the beginning. It's pretty good. It's like the Cordai one I was talking about. It's not like you let go and it shoots it. It's more of, yeah, it's a full auto. You just hold down the trigger and it's a full auto. Pretty solid, but yet again, the base is pretty good, but that one's also pretty good, so it's either one of the two. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the 2 aftermarket parts. It's just, you can put on the full auto one if you want to have a full auto pocket pistol, or if you really want to, for fun, you can use the single fire. Yeah, not only too bad aftermarket parts. The next pistol is the TYR. Now the TYRs are like the Basilisks. If you put snake shots on them, they're pretty good akimbo. But yeah, not only does it say about the TYR, the base form feels like the Annihilator from Black Ops 3, it reminds me of. And then the akimbo just put snake shots on. It is ridiculous. I like them a lot. They're really fun and really unique to use. Now the aftermarket part turns it into a long-range pistol. It's very unique. I like it. It's like what aftermarket part should be, besides some of them being useless in the game, but this one just turns it into that long-range capability pistol. I like it. Yeah, not really much to say about it. More of a, if you want to have like an akimbo snake shot build, or you want a long-range sniper build with this pistol, it's very much possible. Now the next and last pistol is the Basilisk. Now the Basilisk before the Season 6 update were pretty bad. Now they actually can one-shot. They can actually get good damage values at different ranges, besides it being a hit marker machine. Yeah, pretty good now. And not much to say about it. More of it's a pistol that a lot of police officers would use type crap. Very nice. The aftermarket part turns it into a fast fire rate 8 bullet pistol. Very fun. It's called the Gunslinger Kit, which I think is a really cool name for it, considering what the inspect for the Basilisk is. Yeah, very fun. It doesn't matter which one you use. Like the other one, you'll have slow fire rate, and then this one, you'll have fast fire rate. That won't one shot, but it's really fast. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you use. It's really fun. Really, really gimmicky type pistol in general. Now we're on to the launchers. There's two of them. As I'm making this, it'll be a couple of days until the next aftermarket part comes out for the Stormender, but the RGL by itself is pretty bad at hit markers, and with Bomb Squad it makes it 100% worse, dude. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it more. It's pretty bad, and doing camo challenges for it now is pretty bad. Good thing I did it beforehand. The aftermarket part gives it a fast fire rate launcher, and it gives you additional rounds, like the snapshot rounds, I'm pretty sure. I'd say there was. Drill charge rounds and a bullet type rounds. That gives you more ammunition. It's still pretty bad. If you're using it like the base fast fire rate, pretty bad. The slug rounds make it okay, but yeah, not really something you'd want to use entirely. Not much to say about it. So the newest aftermarket part that just came out, and the last one, is the Stormender aftermarket part. Now, the Stormender by itself is only for kill streaks. Like right here in this clip, I shoot this guy, I do 1 damage to him, and it says EMP. That's all it ever does. 1 damage, that's it. Nothing else. Now, the aftermarket part completely shreds. Now, when I tested it out in firing range, it didn't do that well. It's because the range on it's not that great. Now, if you actually get close up and personal, you can collateral up to a quad feed. Like, look at this. This has to kill someone, right? Oh, it does kill someone. Oh my... I was mistaken. I thought this was horrible. Yeah, I was led to believe that this aftermarket part was going to suck because of firing range. Which, word of advice, if you ever think a gun sucks, just try it out in normal games. Same goes for Warzone. But yeah, this is a ridiculous aftermarket part. It, like, insta-kills when you get really up close to them, like 1 shot, 1 kill. It is ridiculous. Like, you can, like, be in a pinch or whatever, swap to your secondary, charge it up, and right as soon as they peek, they're dead. They're just done. No matter what part of the body, they're dying. There's no hit markers on this gun. It is ridiculous. Definitely a well-needed aftermarket part for this weapon that doesn't kill. So this is the last aftermarket part I'll be talking about in this video. Now this is one I forgot about because I skipped over it since it was in Modern Warfare 2 weapon. But yeah, the MK2 is not that great. It on paper should be nice. It does 1 shot to the head at close ranges and medium ranges a little bit, but in terms of like actual long distance and sometimes being a range, it's just a hit marker machine. Would not recommend using the base gun. It's not that great. Unless you're like in hardcore, it'd be amazing. But as the aftermarket part, it is absolutely ridiculous. It's basically the Model 1800s. It's, as it sounds, they're dual-wield shotguns with 6 rounds. It turns this marksman rifle into just dual wields. Now you'd think that there wouldn't be more than 1 dual-wield shotgun in this game, but no. You can probably have 2 dual-wield shotguns, the Reclaimer Akimbo and this Akimbo. I don't know what they were thinking about. I'm gonna be for real with you. But yeah, as for this aftermarket part, it's not that bad. It's really great, and I recommend using the aftermarket part. Very broken. That was every single aftermarket part in Modern Warfare 3. This video took a while, like very long while. I had to wait for like the last 2 aftermarket parts to come out, and then I can do those ones while doing the other ones at the same time. Yeah, pretty crazy. I almost forgot an aftermarket part too, the Model 1800s at the end of the video, but besides that, the only reason I made this video was to unlock the like the conversion kit for camo you get for getting 1,000 kills. Yeah, mainly the reason I wanted to do this video in the first place, but also because I wanted to see how every aftermarket part was, because my plan is to use them in BO6 Warzone to see if they're still good or not. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Hope you all have enjoyed and you all have a nice, good day. See y'all later.